Hey, what is happening, guys? Soul Reaper 03 here, and welcome to Dark Souls Remastered. Now, this is going to be much like my Demon Souls playthrough. It's going to be entirely strength for days. Bonk returns. This time we're playing its bandit build, as opposed to the... can't remember the name of the starting class. Barbarian, I think, in Demon Souls. Master Key, because it's the only useful one. Useful starting gift in this game. Physique. He's a large lad, okay. Also, Far East Traveler looks like Ryan Reynolds. With no hat. So we're playing as Ryan Reynolds. Wrexham has joined Dark Souls, okay? Bald, because Bonk is nothing else but bald. And the hang on, doesn't really count. Doesn't really count, doesn't really matter. But yeah, that is Bonk. So in this video, much like my first part 4...
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then, from the dark, they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
So, much like the first video, as I was saying, much like this first video for Demon Souls, I'm gonna mostly get through the tutorial in this video.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
So, as I was saying, much like the beginning of Demon Souls, what I'm probably going to do is do the tutorial in this video, which is this area, go down and get my weapon of choice, which is going to be in, all the way down in Blighttown, and then I'm probably going to leave the first video with that. This game, it works very differently to Dark Souls 1. We're playing Dark Souls 1 to Demon Souls, in the sense of you have to do the tutorial in this game, to put it politely. You can't skip it. There's no option to, unfortunately. But you can have a lot of fun. So this is the first bonfire. You'll probably have noticed I don't have any of my equipment. I obviously have my armor. I don't have like the axe or the shield or my Estus flasks or anything like that. That's because I'm to get them in a second. So through this door is it called the Asylum Demon? Is that the name of this spot? I can never remember, because you come back here later and it's called the Stray Demon. I think it's the Asylum Demon. You can kill, if you use firebombs as your starting gift, you can kill him here and get his weapon, but you can also just run past him through the door, which is okay. Don't worry, you'll come back and fight him with it. You can also get his weapon later on. You can trade it with the crow, trade an item with the crow, and you can get it that way. So if you really want his weapon, then you can still get it. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, as I said, we'll come back to that boss. So it's not. This guy is a pain. You get the spider shield in here. I don't think there's anything in the cells. Have a look. So basically, you're supposed to just run up here, avoid dodging him, and then this is the axe. Quick for battle axe. It's triangle to two-hand the axe if you're on PlayStation, Y if you're on Xbox, X on Nintendo Switch, because yes, you can play this on Nintendo Switch, and I don't know what the equivalent button is on PC, but most people play on PC play with controllers anyway, so, you know, go up here, the boulder will roll down. Break this wall, and here's the Knight Familiar.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you. Now I...
So, with... Oh, no, he does. I was going to say, he usually does. Hold on a second. But there we go. You can just kill him rather than talking to him, but talking to him... the same thing happens either way, really. Let's go up here. Ow. Ow. Kill this guy. Open the door. With the key that I might give you. Go here. It's a couple of guys. Oh. They can and will still knock you if you don't get them. Kill him. Okay. And he's dead. So. Now, the asylum team. Talking about it. So, you go through the fog, or the white light as the king used to call it for some reason. Basically, you do a plunge attack on him, and then you just chop him essentially where his balls are. There's no beating around the bush with that one. That's pretty much what it is. You'll see in a minute when I get down that way and set that. There's no beating around the bush. That is pretty much what it is. So, plunge attack. And then hit the balls. There is no beating around the bush with that one. There's a boss in Sekiro, which is a game we'll get to later. Oh yeah, and then he does. And he gives you the key to that door. Just look here. He can, as I said, if you come in here, if you beat him when you first come in here, he'll drop the key and his weapon. But obviously, I ran out through that door, so obviously he didn't drop his weapon for me. You can go back to the bonfire. The bonfire is literally through there, or through the doors at the end. But given I've not lost much in the sense of health, so there's no point really in me going back. What we got? 13 minutes? Yeah, that's pretty good. That plunge attack, you can miss it. I have missed it before now. I'm not ashamed to admit that. There's a similar style plunge attack on a certain boss in Dark Souls 3. If you know anything about Dark Souls 3, you'll know the boss I'm on about. But if you don't, I won't spoil who it is. That you can miss, and I have missed on a number of occasions. So when I said in my Demon Souls Let's Play that I said I'm good, I'm okay at these games, but I don't consider myself good. There are perfect examples of that.
But one day an undead shall be chosen to leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
So, a couple of things I want to do while we're here. Go down and get my weapon. So yeah, in this game, apart from Elden Ring, I think and Sekiro technically, it's the only game this is the only game you can level up with the bonfire. Sekiro has a different type of level system, that's technically Sekiro. Just gotta level up. It's all strength. No questions asked. All strength. All day. No, but on a serious note, I'm probably gonna get my strength up to about 30, and then get my health and endurance up to. I think I'm gonna leave my health at 30. I might get my endurance up to 40. Let's see how I go. There's a ring I get in a little bit. I think. Okay, so I just wanted to go over what I just did because I accidentally left my mic on mute after the cutscene. Basically, I got my strength up to 17, as you saw. What I wanted to do is, I'm gonna do all strength. I'm gonna get my strength up to 50. 50 is the starting point for strength. My health up to 30 probably, and then I either get my endurance up to 30, like my health, or I'm gonna get my endurance all the way up to 40. There's a ring I can get in a bit that will grant me, it'll basically give me more health and more endurance, as well as more equip load. It's called the Ring of Favor and Protection, if you guys are familiar with Dark Souls 1. I'm also going to be getting Havel's Ring at some point, because that increases my equip load by, I think it's 50%? I can never remember, because there's this game that is 50%, and then there's Dark Souls 3, which is where it's 15 as opposed to 50. I can't remember if it's this game it's 50, or it's Dark Souls 3 that's 50, or it's the other way around. I don't know. It increases it by a lot anyway. And I want to be wearing Havel's armor at the end of the game. So, because Havel's armor is good against the Four Kings, and it's good for basically all endgame bosses. So, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to do levels wise. Grab this humanity. I am going to go and kill this guy in here. Him. I don't know his name. I think his name's Tubby. Well, that might be a nickname I've heard on the internet. I don't know. But him, not so much him. I'm only now realizing he looks like the robber from Home Alone. I can't think of the name of him. The one with bat haircut. I think he's the short one of the two. I can't think of the. Is it Joe Pesci that plays him in Home Alone? It looks like him, just with a different colour hair. I've just realised that. Anyway.
By the Lords, you damn fool.
He has the Morning Star, which is a really good early weapon. I mean, it could easily get you to the. Don't kick! He's like, if you're a faith build, he's the go-to NPC early on, but I'm not a faith build, so he is useless to me. He also drops a couple of humanity, so that's why I killed him. That's most of the reason I killed him. And he gives me like 1,000 souls, which is, yeah, 1,000 souls, which is really good early on. If you come back after, I think it's beating Quaylag? Or it might be Capra Demon, I don't know, it's one of them. His friends will have shown up, and the lady that stood back here gives you, I think it's 7 humanity, which is pretty good. Oh, we got 19 minutes, yeah, that's fine. So that's kind of all I wanted to do for Firelink, for at least the minute. Before we wrap up this video, I am moving down to Blighttown and get the Great Club. Which is going to be my weapon for... Oh, and there's this Firekeeper. She doesn't talk. There's an NPC that shows up here later, but if you leave him long enough, he will kill her. And then you have to go to Anolondo to get her soul and resurrect her, which If you do that, it's a bit of a pain because the bonfire in Firelink isn't active while she's dead, so you can't come back here as if you save it, which is really annoying. Especially if you're down in like New Londo Ruins, or if you're in Blighttown, or if you're in the Undead Parish or whatever. It can get really tedious. I'm gonna kind of run through like New Londo and the beginning of Blighttown a bit, mostly because they're both areas we're gonna come back to later, so I'm not really worried about showing them to you just yet. I mean, when I say run through New Londo Ruins, there isn't much to see here in New Londo Ruins. That's New Londo Ruins. This is probably going to be one of, if not the last area we come to before the final boss. That isn't DLC anyway. Mostly because I don't like this area. It's not I don't like it because it's bad. It's just tedious because there's no bonfires down here. There's two bonfires that are near it. There's obviously the Firelink one, and then there's one the other side of the Valley of the Drakes, which is an area we were to go to actually. I always joke. I did kind of steal this joke from somebody, but I find it funny. I always joke every time we go into Valley of the Drakes that God's Plan by Drake plays, but it's funny. I know I stole that joke from somebody, but I don't care. But yeah, this is New Londo Ruins. As I said, we come back here later. Way later, actually. If you don't have the master key, this door will be locked. You can get it from. There's a chest at the top of Blighttown, I believe you get the actual key for that door but if you have the master key, you can see unlock it now. I'll go back and get that solar connection, because that's actually really handy. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to talk about something called, I don't remember what the official term for it is. Basically, if you two-hand a weapon, you can, if you've got 1.5 of the required stat for it, you can wield it if you two-hand it, as opposed to until you have the correct stat for it. This is what's going to happen with the club, because it requires, I think it's 28 strength, and I have 17. And I think the key, like 28 divided by 1.5 is like 18.6 recurring, something like that. But I just rounded up to 19, and the game does as well, so just to make it life a bit easier, if I'm honest. I did not know you dropped in. Oh. Yeah, this. Ow. Yeah, you can get toxic in this area too. No, is Britney Spears that sings that song? I could be wrong. It's somebody like Britney Spears that sings the song Toxic. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself in the comments or the description or something like that. But yeah, yeah, no, I'm fairly certain. Yeah, it's gotta be. I don't know anybody else that isn't Britney Spears that would sing that song. So, yeah, I'm gonna grab the bonfire while we're down here, just because it'll make when we come back to Blue Quailag, it will make running through this area so the item we want is over there somewhere. I think it's not that alcove, I think it's the next one. This area is full of alcoves and yeah, these things, and you can also get poisons in this area. No, it's not this one, it's the next one. I can never remember where it is. Is it this one? Yes, this one. You got these guys who thought like that. For no apparent reason, apart from the fact they just like being pains in the butts. Yeah, Blighttown is, if you know anything about these games, there's always a poison, at least one poison swamp in these games. Blighttown is this game's poison swamp. I think there's another poison swamp in this game, so I don't think so. Yeah, the plan is just run back to the bonfire. Sit. Just to stop the enemies aggroing. Pop all of the soul items you've required. I'll get back up to Firelink, and then I'm gonna kind of leave the video at that, I think. Leave my strength at 20 for a second, and kind of put points into health. Yeah, now my strength's at 20, I can put this. This is gonna be my weapon from. I may or may not swap the weapon out at a later point. There's there's a boss you can. I'll fight in I'll probably fight him in the next video actually. If he can drop his weapon, and that's a pretty good strength weapon too. I think it's actually the best strength scale weapon in the game. I could be wrong. But if he doesn't drop it, you fight him, that same boss as a regular enemy in one of the later areas. So if he doesn't drop it, I'll fight. That has happened to that. It's funny because that happened to me the last time I played this game. So that can happen. Which is really annoying because that now means I've got to try and get back out of Blighttown. I mean, I only had 900 odd souls, so it doesn't matter that much, if I'm honest. But yeah, no more souls here anyway. That's good. So yeah, now we've got a soul back, we can jump back on the elevator and hopefully not die this time. Yeah, getting into this area is easy. It's getting out, which is the annoying bit. There we go. We're gonna pretend like I did that first try, okay? But yeah, no, the last time I played this game, that happened to me, and I was like, oh, come on. That's really annoying. But yeah, that's kind of gonna wrap it up for this video, if I'm honest. Dark Souls 1 will have a special place in my heart. You can tell it's aged quite a bit, because even the remaster is what, like 10 years old now, I think. I don't know when the remaster came out. The original was out in 2011, so that's what will be 2025 now. So what's that? 14 years? Yeah, 14 years old. That's nuts. Yeah, as I said, I'll get back to Firelink and then I'll these guys can inflict poison too if they hit you, which is really honestly, I think, yeah, so that's going to leave it there for that video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!